the same way you've talked about this week. He's believing in the process. He feels like it's all going in the right direction, but at the same time, he said that production and hits are what matter for him. So where do you get to that balancing point with Carp, where maybe if you're not seeing that production? I mean, I guess I don't know how to differently ask this question. I guess based on sort of what we've talked about this a lot over the last week or so.
We have.
I mean, does that calculus change as the calendar goes on? How do you go through that in terms of what you see, what the metrics look like, the numbers are pointing the right direction?
Well, I never took calculus. Never quite got there. Yeah, look, man, we'll evaluate it. I think, I'll be glad to continue to answer the question, but, fact of the matter is the guy was really good. Really good pitching is going to be a problem for any hitter. And I don't live in an absolute vacuum every day. And the guy was good. We weren't able to scratch any runs across. It's a result-oriented profession. We get it. And, the guy was better than we were today, and we tip our hat, and we'll be ready to compete tomorrow and look forward to seeing him at some point down the road here soon.
Derek Gold.
Mike, I think that kind of strikes your answer there, just kind of strikes at maybe the dilemma of it is how much to read into one game, whether it's a positive game or a shutout. You guys have had really the yin and yang of all of it this past week. So do you dismiss a game like this? Do you draw from it? Because there are elements of it that are similar to how Joe Ross went against you, or how, I guess Eflin worked your timing over for some of the hitters.
Yeah, Ross completely hit his spots. This guy really hit his spots. I think it's both. We don't dismiss it, first of all. This is a continual growth mindset group, so can't dismiss it. But really, there's not an overreaction to it, to where we enjoy, clearly show up to compete, win, dominate, and when we do, we enjoy it. But it's not, backflips off the arch. We'll save that for later in the season. But by the same token, it's a long season, and if a guy's really good and we're competing and guys are in the right space with their head and going about it the right way, we played a close ball game, we lost. We can't. Well, disappointed. Don't get me wrong. There's disappointment to it. It's not kumbaya. Everything's okay. That's not it. But there's also not a complete overreaction on the other side too. It's an even keel. It's a long season. We'll make the adjustments once we see that they need to be made. We've done it historically. From my chair, the players have done it from their spot, but we also have the experience to know we'll play the game, and the guy was good today. And you fault stretch called. I mean, we gave up 2 runs. Harper's locked in. Got one out of the ballpark, and they were able to manufacture a run, later on with the sac fly, and that was the difference in the game. And it's a thin margin game, and we came on the short end and not happy about it, but we'll move on and learn from it.
What role do you think finding that mix that catches fire in the middle of the order might play in this? The beauty of a sustained offense is a deep offense, and I know you guys have talked about how that's the kind of offense you have with the talent. But as far as unlocking that consistency, how much of it do you think comes from finding the right mix of guys in the middle of the order?
Again, we're going to go down this rabbit hole of consistency, right? I think we've kind of done it. I don't think there's anything to unlock, right? The guy was good today. Yesterday, in the middle of the lineup, Yachty hit 2 homers. Nolan hit a homer. Goldie had a couple of hits, and Paulie's drilled one out of the ballpark to dead center field. Guy pitched a really good ball game, and look, we can't overreact to one game. You can, but we're not.
Benjamin Hockman, Post-Dispatch.
Mike, a lot's made about Harrison Bader's defense and even Tyler O'Neill winning the Gold Glove in his defense, but can you speak to the excitement for where you're coming from, finally get those bats back in the lineup whenever that happens?
Yeah, Ben, it's a good question. They're good players. They've been big parts of our club the last couple of years that have helped us make the playoffs and creating opportunities for other guys. One of the things we're doing with our outfield this year is documented, and people are taking advantage of them. Dean made a nice catch today. He's taking some good at-bats. Willie's sprinkled in some hits and done some things defensively that are positive. So that's who we're riding with right now. But clearly O'Neill was getting closer, and Bader's right on his trail. And your point's well taken. They're good defenders, but they're also very competent offensive players as well with experience. And when they get back, we'll welcome them back, and we'll fight like crazy and compete and feel good about what we have at the moment.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Katie?
Hey, Mike, obviously the primary goal for the rotation is to go longer in games like we've talked about, but this is the third time we've seen John Gant come out and give a consistent performance.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the hope is to go longer, but
Right.
what does that say given the state of the starting pitching right now for you to have a reliable option, even if it is number 5 going forward?
Yeah, no, it's important. Johnny's done a nice job. He's given us the 5, and today had a chance to get a little deeper, got into the, got in that 4th, had 2 outs and 0-2 count, and Segura, gets a base hit, and then, walked Moniak, and then he retired Nola on the weak ground ball, but it added probably, another 12, 13 pitches to him. Maybe not that many, but it took an inning away from him. And then we're down, and he's at 88, and had worked hard, and we just go to the bullpen, get the 4. Bullpen was really good, by the way. Miller sharp, and Gio was good, and Webby did his part as well. Yeah, the thing is, I think I heard him talk to you guys about it, and you girls as well, but got behind in counts. Got the leadoff hitter in 4 of the 5 innings, but wasn't able to control counts, worked behind a lot, and that usually leads to deeper, deep counts and higher pitch counts. So, but Johnny's done a good job. Got a big double play ball, early in the game to get out of it, a little mini jam, and it's pitched well for us, and he's more than capable of going past 5. But right now we'll take the 5.
We've kind of seen the getting behind in counts and not being able to put hitters away across the board with your staff. You see it with Jack, you see it with Waino too. Knowing that they're just that close and that one aspect that needs to change, does that make you a little bit more confident that this rotation is going to develop the length that it needs to?
It does. Yeah, these guys are capable, clearly, of doing that. Got Jack and Waino going next 2 days, and high expectation. It's going to help we get with the lead, though. We'd like to play with a little more from the front. You need to work consistently and get some balls to fall and take those consistent at bats we talked about. But yeah, those guys are more than capable of getting 5, 6 innings and finishing hitters and controlling counts when they're good. Every pitcher's a similar deal. This guy tonight, I haven't looked at his numbers, but I'm pretty confident. I know he's 64 out of 100 strikes, so he's at a high strike rate, about what league average go, but his misses were close. The guy was doing what he wanted when he wanted to, and but he's definitely controlling counts and being able to expand the zone when he had to. So, that's really what this game's about, and these guys are more than capable of doing it. Clearly, Jack and Waino's done it.